Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Players Artist Interview Spotlight Series. Today, we have our special artist of the month.
J.K. Weldon.
Thank you, Jay, for being here with us. And let's talk a little bit about why we're here today. Here at Full Circle Players, we believe in uplifting local voices and getting to know the artists in our community, honoring art as a living practice rooted in care, process, and connection. This series is our way of slowing down and listening and learning who artists are beyond the work, where they come from, and why art continues to matter in their lives and in ours. Today we are talking with Jay, who has worked with Full Circle Players in past productions including Othello, Henry V, and most recently last year's production of Lazarus Rising. I've had the honor of working with him, and I've had that honor of working with you before, but let's give everyone else a little bit info about you. So, starting with our first question, who are you?
Oh man, well, I'm J.K. Weldon. I'm a actor, director, announcer, uh, artist, man. Just anything that has to do with creating. If I can do it, it's in my wheelhouse. That's who I am. I love to create. I love being an artist. I love working with other artists, and I think that's who I am. I just call myself an artist, man.
All right. Well, that's that's exciting to hear. And as an artist, let's ask our next question, what is your art?
um, I believe my art is truly human engagement. It comes in so many forms, man. Like from acting on stage to announcing for the radio, announcing what I'm doing now. Announcing live animal races, and just it's the engagement with the people that I love so much. And conversation is an art form. And as I trudge through this landscape of entertainment, I do learn that conversation is an art form, and I am really embracing conversation as my art. Engaging with all people, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm with, no matter what I'm doing. It's uh, it's a freedom that a lot of people don't have access to. I love the ability to converse with anyone at any given time, and it makes me happy that I can do that and create, and bring people joy while doing
That's a great answer. And I'll speak to this. You are an artist of conversation.
it.
You actually inspired me a little bit to do this show. Actually, I
Oh,
saw
see.
you hosting on the emerging artists when we would do the online version. I would see you host, and I
Oh,
thought I'd like to do that too.
yeah. Absolutely, man. I mean, there's nothing like it. I love it. And any chance I get to do it, it's a great day.
Mhm. All right. Well, let's go back into the misty eons of time. When did you discover your art?
Uh, I think I discovered it when I was a kid. Um, I always found an excuse to either say something or be in front of people and say something, whether, as a kid, even if it was just goofing off, like, hey, y'all, I got a trick, watch this, and kind of like the Stewart thing, look what I can do. And I think that's how it started. And my father was very much a, all right, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to put you to use type of person. And he would always have me do things in the church, like saying like Easter speeches, or I remember at one point I became the superintendent of an entire Sunday school class just because I memorized the sequence of events for the whole morning. And since I memorized that, they let me be the where I say made me be the superintendent of the entire Sunday school. I was like 12 years old, but it was one of those things, man. Yeah, I think that's when I discovered it, and I knew I wanted to be in front of people. And I think church was actually what made me realize I wanted to be in front of people because I genuinely enjoyed it.
All right. And so was there was do you can you think of a specific like aha moment in church where you were like, "Oh yeah, this is where I want to like what like is there one that stands out to you maybe?"
I think so, but I like it's not my moment. But
Hmm.
I think, but I think I remember. I remember it was I don't know if it was Easter or something. No, it was Christmas. That's what it was. It was Christmas because we all had to say our little Christmas spews as well, just like the Easter speech. We had them Christmas things that we used to say, and I played the Roman soldier for like 3 weeks in rehearsal. I still I still remember that speech. I was the one on guard that night when the earth began to quake. I was the one full of fright when the world began to shake. Like I remember that. And Saturday and the Sunday morning game, and they took it from me, and I couldn't do it. They
Oh,
wouldn't let me do it. And the guy who got up there and did it didn't know it. Got up there and welched on it. Dropped the whole thing. Dropped the entire line. Got up there, did the did the deer in headlights, like poor kid look, like feel sorry for me look. And as I'm sitting there, I can remember being like, that wouldn't have been me. Like that wouldn't have been me. And I think that was my moment of like, you know what? I like I'm not gonna let that happen again. I'm not gonna be replaced by somebody who can't do it. That was a chip on my shoulder for a long time. I carried that into like marching band when I would like audition for like chair positions and stuff. Like I carried that chip with me for a long time. But I think that that whole sequence of events made me realize that this is what I love doing. Like this is my thing.
and and you're good at it too. That speech gave me chills. I was like, whoa. He was
Right?
probably great. Oh no! Twist! Oh no!
I mean, bro, man, that is that is the craziest thing. And like I said, I don't think I can forget that speech if I try. Yeah. I was the one on guard that night when the earth began to shake. I was the one full of fright and my knees began to quake. It was said to say that I was asleep. It was said to say that I was asleep and the disciples stole him away. But now I know in all my heart he rose that very day. And I can't
Wow.
forget that. I cannot forget that. Like I don't know why it stays. Somewhere there's a kid right now who hears that and is like, oh, I said that in church once. Yeah, we all did. I said it like 30 years ago.
Wow. It's
Man. So that's how deep that that cut ran.
yeah. That's a beautiful speech. It does that speech make you think about like it makes me think about how I've seen you do Shakespeare and I'm like, wow, he's got the command of the language.
Right. And you know what? It's just I think I think it was just because of how much heart I put into it. Like when my mom told me that I was gonna, cause I was, the younger kids, you go up there two or three at a time, and you say your little piece, and you go sit down. But
Hmm.
at 10, no, 10, no, 10 years old and up, you get to go out there and stand at the podium by yourself and stuff. And if you were like a soldier or like Mary or whatever like that, you got to be in costume. So I didn't get to do the speech. I didn't get to wear the costume. And the dude that did dropped the ball.
Mm, that's unfortunate.
Oh
It's
man.
unfortunate.
But hey, you know what? I guess everything worked out the way it was supposed to. I'm still going, and he's not. So he found his art,
Hmm.
and because it definitely was not that.
Yeah. And speaking about still going, like I guess we can sort of see it a little behind you, but let's talk about where can we find your art nowadays?
Oh man, yes. Right now, I'm one of the announcers for the All Alaskan Racing Pigs. I am running the northern, well, not running. I am on the northern unit right now. We are in Northern California, so I'm actually joining you guys right now, just outside of Sacramento in Roseville, California. I'm at the Placer County Fair this week. Um, but tomorrow morning we'll be hitting the road, and I will be in Santa Barbara for the Santa Barbara. Actually, no, I'll be in Santa Maria for the Santa Barbara County Fair. I'll be down there for 2 weeks. And from there, I'll make my way even further north. And we go to Lane County. We go to Eugene, Oregon. And I'm excited to go to Eugene because I kind of want to see the University of Oregon. And I kind of want to see the Nike factory in Beaverton. So kind of excited to go north. Um, But after that, I'll swing back down this way to Ventura. I'll be at the Ventura County Fair from what's that, July 29th to the 9th. And then, my goodness, man, I do a lot. There's Clackamas County up in Washington, also in August. And yeah, so my summer's pretty much a wash. I am announcing and bringing people joy all up and down the West Coast, and couldn't be happier doing it.
Well, that's awesome. That's exciting to hear. And I've been seeing your posts, and there's smiles all over, including yours, and big smiles. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh man, I love it so much. And like I said, just knowing that I'm gonna make somebody's day. I go out there every day. It's either somebody's first time or somebody. Though it's a family tradition. They come and see us every year, and it's so funny. Like this being my first year doing this, and at least with the racing pigs, and people coming up and being like, "Oh my gosh, I've been coming to see you guys since I was 15 years old," and the guys like my age, and it's like, wow, like I had no idea that pig racing was so big, and it is, man. It's a family tradition to a lot of people. There are people who come and take pictures. I'm actually sitting at the photo booth. This is the stand where you see got the little Placer County Fair plaque and everything. But people come and take photos with their family every year. It's like a thing. Like their first one was when their kid was 4, and now the kid's graduating, and they have a picture from every fair and all of that stuff like that. So it's really cool, man. I enjoy it. It's a culture kind of thing. Like the fair life, like the fair culture. It's its own thing, and it's cool to be accepted and welcomed into it because I've been a fair goer for a lot of my life, but now being a fair worker, you learn it's like, man, he's like, there's a lot of work that goes into all those amazing Ferris wheels and roller coasters and all those beautiful things that you see. Uh, some of it you can see even behind me. That stuff goes up and down, and it disappears. Like when the fair closes tonight, it won't be here at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Like the minute the gates close, those trucks pull in, those guys hop out, and like I said, the entire fair, the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster, it's all gone by 6. Like by the time the sun's up, they're gone. Because we have live cargo, like I love the pigs, and I love our babies in there, and I don't like to travel with them at night if I don't have to. So we let them sleep, and then we drive in the morning. But by the time we wake up to hit the road, oh yeah, man, this is all gone, and I'm in marvel of it every time I see it. I'll show up in the city on like Tuesday, and it's just a parking lot. We go set up what we need to set up, come back and wait for the fair to open, and then like Thursday morning, all these 18 wheelers pull in. And then I go to lunch and I come back. There's a Ferris wheel. There's a roller coaster. There's this thing. There's a zipper. There's a slingshot. There's all this other stuff that popped up in like 8 hours time. And it's
Wow.
and I'm in awe of the entire industry. And something else I learned: being a carny is literally like next level. Like that's next level. Like you don't just become a carny. Like you don't just get a job and
Mm.
become a carny. And like I always hear people use it as like a detrimental phrase. No, sir. On the hierarchy of things, if someone calls you, it says you are hey, carny, my friend, bro, you're in there.
Mm.
You're in there. Cause that, like I said, that runs deep like family. Like that's guys whose dads were working the carnivals in like the 70s, and then they started working in the 90s, and now their kids are working in the 2010s and 20s. Like that's like it's a foundation. you know. So I am merely an entertainer, but I'm a fair entertainer, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool that you're able to connect with all these people who they may just be the guy who puts up the roller coaster, but they're to steal someone's saying, they're magicians.
Right?
They're making magic, and you're part of that, and that's exciting.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome to see, and of course, meeting new people, seeing new people all the time. Um, and I would think normally getting ask the same questions over and over would be a thing. But no, because I learn more every show, every time I do things as well. And my answers change, just like the questions stay the same, but my answers change. I found out pigs have horrible depth perception. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's the reason why if you pick one up, they squeal like they're being hurt because they can't tell if they're 3 inches off the ground or 3 miles. So anytime they don't feel their hoofs on the ground, they lose it. I found that out in the middle of a show. It didn't go well, but that's how I found that out.
Goodness.
And oh man, like, and I was just picking them up to put them back in the gate. I picked them up, and he was like, "Rah!" And it was those god awful sound. And the announcer I was working with was like, "Yep, that's why I don't pick them up. But you can do what you want to do."
Wow, that's crazy. That's wild.
Exactly. So because people are watching, and people don't know. They just want to make sure. All they want to make sure is that the pig's okay. That's
Mhm.
all they want. They don't care about. Just make sure the pig's okay. So when they squeal and scream like that, it's like he's okay. I promise he's okay. So now I know you don't have to pick them up. If you just guide them in the right direction, they'll go where you want them to go because they're usually lost too. They're just trying to get to the food, just like you want them to get to the food.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a really fun summer ahead of you and a really packed summer ahead of you. But I think that will lead into one of our other questions. So, what are you planning on working on next? What's after the fair?
Oh, man, I theater.
Back to theater, huh?
I need it in my life. I can't do without it. I I'm seeing the post for like 12th night, and oh man, and I just saw like all the photos from the new play festival, and so many brilliant people, that I get to say that I'm honored to know and have worked with in awesome capacities. Like Stephanie, you guys are working together. I've worked with her. She's such a such a brilliant artist, and she also teaches. I have a soft spot for teachers. My family's filled with them. Um, I love working with Julian. Julian's awesome to work with. Such a cool guy, man. It's working with Steve, and just the awesome people that I've met and connected with through Full Circle. And like you mentioned, you and I started, way back in the Othello days, and we haven't been, excuse us, guys. Excuse us, guys. That's yeah, that's closed for the night. Thank you, guys. No problem. Oh yeah, no, it's okay. No, you're very welcome. But uh, but yeah, man, it's just just thinking about where I started with all of this. My first year of acting, I met Wendy uh, through Richard II. She cast me as Northumberland. And then I got word from her that someone she had cast was moving away. They got like a job opportunity. So they was kind of like, oh, I got to go out of state now. Sorry, kind of thing. And I became Henry Bolingbroke. And that was the first lead role I had ever had in any play whatsoever. The first director to ever cast me as a lead in anything was Wendy Johnson. And I'm glad she did that because if she hadn't have, I was about to use a Marine Corps statement. If she hadn't pulled the trigger, let me use a better word. If she hadn't taken that chance on me, I don't think I ever would have gotten the lead role. I don't think anybody else would have, because if they didn't see me in that role that she cast me in, people would have been like, "Oh, okay, he's good. I can cast him." And I only say that because I was acting for years before that and never was a lead. And then when somebody saw me as one and they cast me as one, I became one. So I believe that I definitely believe that Full Circle gave me a much needed boost to my career, only by just by including me. It wasn't any special treatment. It wasn't any kind of favor or anything like that. It was just giving me an opportunity to be a lead, give me an opportunity to do those roles that I didn't think I could do, give me an opportunity to be those characters I didn't think I could be, and not only giving me the opportunity, but teaching me and helping me hone those skills to be those characters. If you had looked me in the face 5 years ago and said, you know what, Jay, you're going to be in Henry V and you're going to play King Henry, I would have laughed in your face. Yeah, okay. And I did it. And I got to give the St. Christmas Day speech on stage, which is like unreal. I've done it for so many monologue competitions and stuff like that. And I got to give it in play, in character, on stage. And it was a dream come true. And you witnessed that. You witnessed that. You know, those tears that happened when I gave that speech were because I can't, like, it was like, I felt like I reached the mountaintop with that show. Like, I don't know what it was, but I felt like I accomplished something. I finished something doing that show, you know. And all goes back to Wendy Johnson taking that chance.
Wow, that's really exciting. That's really great to hear. Do you remember when was Henry the second, or not Henry the second, Richard the second?
Oh, Richard the Second. I think that was 2018.
2018. Oh, so okay, cool, cool.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, and then
yeah.
we've talked. I think maybe we've tiptoed around it a little bit, but let's see. Let me just ask the question because I've got here on my notes. Um, why is art important to you?
Because it's like that's my everybody has that one thing, you know, like and we don't think about it often, but, you know, that like that's that thing that, you know, no, that's the thing I'll stop working for. That's the thing that I will, you know, drop everything and go do. That's the thing, you know, in some extreme cases, people are like, that's the thing I'll die for, or whatever the case may be. But you listen to like the NBA draft just happened. You listen to guys talk about, oh man, it's been a lifelong dream, you know, and all this other stuff. They had something to chase. They had something to go after. They had something to strive for. And my art is what I strive for. And I say that to be clear because I have to make this clear a lot of times because there's a huge misconception when I say that I want to be a professional. Well, that I say that I want to be one of the greatest professional entertainers. You know, that logic comes from two things. I'm not gonna if I'm gonna put this much time and effort into something, why wouldn't I try to be the best at it? And that's best within myself. That's not standard of award or praise from anybody else or anything like that. Is like I want to whenever I leave a stage or whenever I put down the microphone, I want to know that I put on the best show that I could possibly have put on. That if anybody else stood in this spot, it wouldn't have been the show that I just put on. And that's personal goal. And aiming and striving like that lets me know that I will always have something to strive for because I've never been in competition with another artist. It's not worth it to be in a competition with another artist because even like artists who like we're both actors. We don't prepare the same. We don't have the same goals. We don't have the same objectives when we perform, anything like that. So I can't justify being in competition with another artist when we're not even trying to create the same thing. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm trying to be a professional and I'm trying to be the best at what I do. And I feel like I'm doing okay at it as I grow as an entertainer, as I mature as an entertainer. Um, I did get a late start, so a lot of hard lessons I'm learning along the way as an entertainer. I've learned late, but I do feel the biggest lessons, the most important lessons I've learned is be humble, be likable, and be on time. If you can do those three things, you can be you can run this industry. You can do those three things. It's hard for us as entertainers to do those three things because I mean, you asking somebody to be humble, be likable, and be on time. I'm I'm good for two a day. I can't guarantee three, but I'm good for two a day. And I'm usually on time. So so I'm either unlikable or feeling myself. But either way, if you can do those three things, you can have a long career doing this. And that's from the words of the wise men and women I've spoke to that have reached those heights that I've tried to climb and that have made it to those levels that I'm trying to reach. And they all say the same thing: be humble, be likable, and be on time. You'll be fine.
I think that's the best advice. Some of the best
Right?
advice I've ever heard. Be on time for sure. Absolutely. I think maybe we've talked about it before, where it's if you're 5 minutes, you're early. If you're
Oh,
on time,
yeah.
you're late. And if you're
Right.
late, you're fired.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. But yeah, I can't wait to get back into. I can't wait to get back into the theater. I miss the, I miss the, I miss the smell of the curtains. Like
Mm.
I miss like there's little nuances about it that I miss more than anything else. Like I walked through the expo hall in San Mateo, California, and bro, I walked in and I was like, and I could literally smell the curtains on the stage as I walked in. I was like, yeah, I probably need to get back to this soon before I go crazy. Oh
All right. Well, I'm I don't know. I'm just excited for you to get to keep going and see what you get back to and see what you're working on. Um, we're coming to the end of our time here, so before we go, I'd like to give you a chance to shout out your socials, where people can find you. So go ahead and where can we? What are you on Instagram, stuff like that?
yes, absolutely. At Instagram at j.kay_Weldon, Weldon. That's j.k_Weldon. You can follow me there. I am also on Threads under the same name. You can find me. You can find my comedy album still on Apple Music. If you haven't heard it yet, you can listen to my comedy album on Apple Music. Uh, and what else have I got going on? Oh yeah, support local theater, man. Shakespeare in the Vines is happening. Free Shakespeare in the Park is happening. All these kids summer camps. I know it's a Full Circle just had their summer camp with Wendy and Becky. Shakespeare in the Vines has a summer camp. Polaris Arts has a summer camp. Fine Arts Network, Temecula Valley Players. Guys, go support local theater. If you don't do anything else, if you don't listen to anything else I say, go support local artists because we are here, we are working, we want to work, we want to do things for you, and that's not just going to see plays, man. Hire that college kid to make your flyer. Hire that local band to to make the score for your play. Don't always jump to audio tracks. You know, guys, create. Even if you don't think you're good at it, create. The only way creativity is going to stay around is if we keep creating. And I can't stress enough that the young creators don't fall for the trap. Typing a prompt is not creating. Picking up an idea is not creating. Sit down with that pencil and make all those mistakes until you stop making the mistakes. That's how you get better at stuff. That's where it doesn't matter if you're drawing, if you're a songwriter, if you're trying to code info on a computer. Make the mistakes. Do it now. Do the hard way. There is no easy way. There is no fast lane. There is no fast lane because you will be exposed. Take the time, take the effort, appreciate your craft, appreciate your art. Just keep creating. And I think that's all I got. And that went way beyond my social media. I'm sorry.
No, but honestly, I think it leads perfectly into to our outros as well. So thank you again for being with us. I want to thank Wendy Johnson and I want to thank Full Circle Players for letting us do this. And I want to once more our artist of the month has been.
J.K. Weldon.
Thank you. And be sure to join us again next time to get inspired. And also remember, theater for all. Thank you, everyone.